Yo, man, that's what I did last night, man. You know what I'm saying? In the wee hours of the night, man. You see my hair, man. You see, that's what we do, man. We get it popping, man.
Before Benny the Butcher would see his star rise as a member of the Griselda crew and drop tracks like 5 to 50, Rubber Bands and Weights, as well as Change. Before Benny the Butcher would suffer a gunshot wound to the leg while your boy was out shopping at a Walmart in Houston, Texas. Before Benny the Butcher would have over 100,000 followers on Twitter, over 415,000 followers on Instagram, and over 116,000 subscribers on YouTube at the time of this recording. From the very beginning, Benny the Butcher, he's had something to prove. I mean, there's a reason why the Buffalo native has named his newest album Burden of Proof.
Like, I named it Burden of Proof because, you know, that's the obligation to prove one's assertion. And I feel like, you know what I mean? Griselda, we got a lot of proving to do because we came out so strong and came out so hard that people want to know, are we going to be the guys to be here 10 years from now?
After years of grinding and releasing mixtape after mixtape, only to occasionally be interrupted with the odd stint behind bars, Benny's come up is finally on track as he blazes a trail forward for himself, alongside with other members of his crew, Westside Gunn and Conway the Machine.
That's what kind of got me into it, because though they a little older than me, though they my brother age. My brother who passed away, they his age. So that's how I started rapping. You know what I'm saying? When they was in the room around on like a tape recorder rapping and beat bopping, I come in the room like, yo, let me get a turn.
Together, these three, they formed the Griselda crew, and while it may have taken Benny well into his 30s to find the type of success he's always coveted, well, thanks to albums like Tana Top 3 and The Plugs I Met, his hardcore mid-90s hip-hop influenced sound is finally ready to allow him to take off. I just recommend no more trips to Walmart in the meantime. You know what I mean? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden back at it again with a brand new video, this time taking a look at the come up of Benny the Butcher prior to fame, here for you, of course, on Before They Are Famous. Now, up until a couple of days ago, well, all the talk about Benny was about his newest album, Burden of Proof. But after what happened in the parking lot of a Texas Walmart, well, he's seen his name circulating all over the web. Now, we're happy to report that he is alive after catching that bullet in his leg. These are some crazy times we're living in, and with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X becoming damn near impossible to get your hands on, well, retail stores, they may be even more dangerous than ever before. And that's without even taking into consideration COVID. God, what am I doing? I'm getting off track. Oh yeah, we're talking about Benny the Butcher. Just guys, be careful out there. I'm happy that Benny, he's doing better. And let's get into this video. Sorry, I got way off topic. What are you gonna do? Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Boom! Benny the Butcher was born Jeremy Damon Pennick on November 27, 1984. Now, he grew up in Buffalo, New York, and the story goes that by the age of 10, well, Jeremy, he already knew that he wanted to make music after discovering preteen and hip-hop group Another Bad Creation. But Jeremy had to grow up first, and doing so on the streets of Buffalo was anything but easy. Now, as a kid, Benny, he didn't really take notice of the street life and gang activity going on around him. But as he became a teenager, well, it became more and more unavoidable.
I'm from like a hood in Buffalo. I'm saying Montana, that's why I got it on here. I'm from Montana Avenue. And it's like it's a legendary block for heroin.
Both of Benny's parents, they were born and bred in East Buffalo, and both of them played a huge part influencing his career. In fact, his mom, she was one of the first people to ever encourage him to rap. He told Passion of the Weiss, "When I was about 6, 7 years old, young, what's that rap you wrote? She put me on the spot. Like you see in the movies when your mom calls you downstairs, she definitely did that. Anytime a song would come on, she'd used to call me, 'Your song on.'" Now, that isn't to say that life with his mom was always easy. Now, early on in his life, well, Benny's mom, she was a user, but she managed to kick the habit to overcome her adversity in her quest to support her 8 children. God damn it, that's a lot of kids. No way you can afford both, just saying.
And shout out to my mom, she came out of that shit clean. She raised her kids, and you know what I mean? And that was a lot to go through for her, a single mother, taking care of all those kids. I got 8 brothers and sisters. Altogether, it's 8 of us.
Meanwhile, Benny's father, he was a local DJ, and he used to play all types of music for Benny to get him hooked early on. In fact, Benny's pretty sure that thanks to his dad, well, he heard nearly every hip-hop song that came out in the 90s. Now, by the time he was in high school, Benny was rapping not just in his free time, but at school talent shows as well. But before making it off the streets, well, Benny, he had one last hard lesson to learn. He got locked up around the age of 18 after catching a federal charge for trying to sell a kilo of heroin. Now, for some people, spending time in prison, well, it's got a way of changing your priorities. But for Benny, well, at least at first, it simply wasn't the case.
That jail time wasn't enough. I didn't have no children at the time. It was like almost me being made. Or you went to the feds, you came home, you didn't tell. It was almost a good thing.
After his release, Will Benny managed to steadily build a career for himself in a city with very few success stories. Now inspired not only by his father, but acts like Nas, Jay-Z, and Mobb Deep, Will he fed off that era of rap to fill his mind with ideas as a lyricist and a songwriter. By the turn of the new century, Will Benny was all ready to start making his own music. Now he dabbled a little bit under the name 2 Chainz Benny in the early part of the 2000s, as well as Benny Montana. But by the end of the decade, well, he was releasing music like The Mayor's Back and Chainz Bond. These were under the name Benny, stylized like an acronym and standing for Best Ever and New York. Now we gravitated towards the moniker of Benny in recognition of John Leguizamo's character, Benny Blanco, from the Brian De Palma film Carlito Way. I hope I said that all correctly. Knowing me, I probably didn't.
We haven't formally introduced, my name is Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
Now, after some early minor success around 2006, well, Benny, he got locked up in a federal penitentiary for 1 year on a violation stemming from his earlier charge of attempting to distribute. Now, while he was held up inside, the older brother, Machine Gun Black, he was murdered on the very street that Benny grew up on in a drive-by shooting.
I was 21 years old. I was in the feds, far away from home. I was in Ashland, Kentucky. It was heavy on me, you know what I'm saying?
Now, not long after, he was locked up again for another stretch, this time on a whole different charge. He was in Elmira Correctional Facility. After spending about 5 years in total behind bars, Benny was tired of missing out on things, and he finally was ready to plan for his future.
I ended up doing another bid, and you know what I'm saying? And me and my wife, after that bid, end up splitting up. So you a little shit like that, you could always get the money back, you know what I'm saying? You could always get that other back. But when like that happen, you could lose time with your kids.
That's when he would come up with the idea to form his own label imprint, Black Soprano Family, an idea that would take a few more years to come to fruition. Now in 2012, he was out of prison and working his way towards making Black Soprano Family a reality. Now he settled on the name Benny the Butcher around 2014, and he teamed up with his cousin Westside Gunn, who founded Griselda Records, through which Benny, he could self-release his own music. Now, after a few more years of grinding, Benny would release My First Brick in 2016, and he would follow that up with Butcher on Steroids mixtape featuring DJ Green, Lantern, and that was in 2017. By March of 2017, Griselda had caught enough ears and eyes that they were able to sign a record deal with Eminem Shady Records. The following year, Benny would unleash his biggest hit record, Tana Talk 3, and follow that up with the EP The Plugs I Met in 2019. Both albums went on to huge critical acclaim and earned Benny a spot on the Roc Nation roster, which he signed to in August of last year. And while 2020 has been a year most of us want to forget, the same can't be said for Benny. Now in July, he dropped the first group album of Black Soprano Family's label in partnership with E1, and throughout the summer, he popped up on tracks from artists like Marnie Caesar, T.I., and Lil Wayne. Now there are even rumblings of a Drake song yet to be released. But Benny, he can wait a little longer. After all, he's already waited a lifetime for his moment to show people exactly what he's rapping for. As for the rest of the story, I think we're gonna wrap this one up here because this, of course, is before they're famous. My name is Michael McCrudden. We drop a new video each and every day, so be sure you're subscribed, turn on them post notifications, because YouTube's getting so crowded, it's getting hard to find us. Anyways, let us know who's next in the comments down below. Now the other Michael McCrudden, he's gonna wrap up this video. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Now we drop a new video each and every day, so here's a recent drop that you might enjoy. We handpicked that one for you because if you like this video, you'll probably like that. We also got playlists like over here, so click on that if you want to see a whole list of a bunch of videos we've dropped in the past. And if you're new to the Fame Gang, be sure to subscribe and turn on them post notifications, and I'll see you guys in another video. Boom!